Okay. All right, welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get rolling. A couple of logistics to start. I will send you a link to a recording of this presentation, so you do not need to take intense notes. And also, if you have questions, let me show you a screen that you're looking at a screen similar to this one. If you have questions, you can type them in here in the question box. If this is the live call, then I'm going to address as many as I can at the end. And if this is the replay, this will send me an email directly to my email inbox, and I will get it on my phone. I'll respond to you as quickly as I possibly can. And if at any point during the webinar you want to schedule a free consultation with me or with someone on our team, you can click this little pop-ins tab over here and click the I'm interested button, and that will take you to this page, which is our scheduler for our consultation. So, and lastly, back to this page, if you at any point think that this webinar is a valuable thing, then we would really appreciate you sharing it with someone who is a business owner or an entrepreneur that you know. So if you could think of someone specifically, come up here and push this share button here for Facebook. And then on this little drop-down box, come to send them a private message. That's the best way to get this message in this webinar to them. If you put it on your timeline or on their timeline, it can get bogged down and mixed up with all the rest of them. So, at any rate, okay, that's it for the logistics for now. Let's go back to the webinar. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. This is James Alston from the Memphis Web Guys, and today I have the great pleasure to be talking with you about a new addition to the social media landscape known as Pinterest, and how your business can leverage this network to engage customers and promote your products and services. So let's get started. All right, now Pinterest is still pretty fresh, and many of you may need greater clarity on this basic question: what the heck is Pinterest? So let's start there first so that we're all on the same page. All right, the site's name gives a clue as to what it's all about. Pinterest is a combination of pin, as in pin boards, and interest, as in what you're all about. Once you sign up for Pinterest, you create your own pin boards or categories, and then you attach photos and images that fit within those categories as if you were pinning these images to a bulletin board. Pinterest doesn't focus on the minute day-to-day living like Twitter and Facebook seem to. Instead, Pinterest encourages users to share their interests with others. And in this way, at least, Pinterest does more to encourage creativity amongst users than do such sites as Google+, LinkedIn, Facebook. Social interaction forms the heart of Pinterest. You can choose to follow people much like you would on Facebook or Twitter. But you can also choose to follow specific collections. Say your favorite cousin has a collection of old movie poster images that you find fascinating, but she also has a collection of images of her 3-year-old son that doesn't quite interest you as much. You can choose to follow her movie posters while ignoring her toddler. Just don't tell her if you want to avoid family drama. All right. Another question you may be asking is this: why are people so excited about Pinterest? Let's take a moment to unpack this question. For one thing, the site is taken off like a rocket. Look at this growth from May 2011 to December 2011. It's pretty remarkable for a new site to reach 10 million users in such a short period of time. No one was expecting it, and even social media watchers weren't expecting it. Now, this slide helps explain why marketers and business owners love Pinterest. As you can see, the site is a major driver of website traffic. Now here's another thing. Users love Pinterest. They can't get enough of it. Here's an image taken from the site that testifies to the addictive nature of this site. If you're reading this, you're probably, and by the internet, I mean Pinterest. The other reason marketers are excited about Pinterest is this. Users spend a lot of time on the site. Time spent on the site is perhaps the most useful metric for determining the popularity of a social network or website. The actual total number of users is a much less reliable measurement. So you might have, 3,000 users on your website, but the actual time that they spend on there is much more telling. So according to ComScore data from early 2012, Pinterest users were spending 89 minutes per month on the site, and that's huge. Google Plus users, by comparison, spend an average of just 3 minutes on the site each month. Okay, let's get into the details of what makes Pinterest unique and how it's different from the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Google Pluses. Here's a quote from Copyblogger contributor Beth Hayden that I thought was both funny and illustrative. Pinterest is visually appealing, positive, and unlike Facebook, there isn't any whining. So let's explore further what gives Pinterest its unique flavor. Here's a brief list, just a sampling of what kind of content gets shared, or in other words, pinned or repinned on Pinterest. Do-it-yourself projects and hobbies. Business will present users with special offers and discounts. Retailers and other businesses will launch new products. Foodies share their favorite recipe, with images of their culinary creations, and so on. Now let's tackle one of the most important questions. Which businesses are a good fit for Pinterest? Now, before I answer this question, let me preface it by saying that most businesses tend to quickly come up with reasons why they shouldn't use social media. But the fact is, many sell themselves short and they don't get involved because they don't think they have a natural place in a particular network. Now, if you run an accounting business, maybe Pinterest isn't the best fit, but then again, it's entirely possible that you could be a trailblazer and use Pinterest to market your business and have great success. My point is that the burden of proof should be on why you shouldn't engage, not why you should. Because it's just too easy to sell yourself short and come up with reasons to stay on the sidelines. Okay, moving on. Generally, businesses that have photogenic products and services are the ones already using Pinterest. Now, this isn't surprising given that the network is predicated on sharing photos and illustrations. The following niches and industry areas are quickly adding Pinterest to their marketing mix. Business in the food service sector, clothing and apparel retailers, businesses that provide health and beauty services and products, animal shelters, pet groomers, pet supply stores, real estate, and vacation lodging is getting much more popular. Home decor, interior design, and landscape architecture, travel and recreational outfitters are increasingly active on Pinterest. And of course, artists and photographers are some of the most active users of the site. Okay, now let's move into the nitty-gritty of how your business can use Pinterest to reach customers. All right, number one, create pin boards for the types of products you sell and link them back to your website. Here's a great example from Whole Foods. As I mentioned earlier, Pinterest is great for driving traffic to other websites. Another approach you should try is add pin boards with themes like things we love, sale items, or gift ideas. Here's an example of the department store Nordstrom just doing that. As is the case with all social media, the more value that you can provide to your customers, the more success that you'll have. Create boards that your customers will find useful, tips or top trends. Another way to drive engagement among your customers is to hold contests. And as always, it's a good idea to cross-pollinate as much as possible. Link to your Pinterest account from your other web properties, your main business site, your blog, your other social media profiles, etc. At this point, one of the most powerful ways to leverage Pinterest is to use it as an ancillary store catalog. Okay, now let's transition to some specific tips for getting started and using the site. First things first, some things to consider during the setup process. Number one, feature your business name and website URL in your profile. Number two, add a paragraph about who you are and your interest into the About section. And three, be sure to connect your Pinterest account with your Facebook and Twitter accounts. Here are some basic pinning tips to help you get going. To make pinning easy and encourage consistent use, be sure to add the Pin It bookmarklet to your browser's bookmarks bar. And budget time on a regular basis to pin, and you should pin consistently, not in brief spurts, to maximize your impact. Lastly, take some time to come up with compelling pin board games. Excuse me, not pin board games, I meant names. Okay, here are some additional tips. Include good descriptions with your pin images. A good description will stay with an image as it gets repinned. And if the image is something that, from your own site, use your business name in the description. Pin content from a variety of sources. Now, at the risk of stating the obvious, since Pinterest is a social network, it's incumbent on your business to actually engage with other users. In other words, get social. So, you want to tag other Pinterest users in your pins by using @username in your descriptions. Mix original pinning with repinning, and repinning is repeating someone else's pin to your followers, like a retweet on Twitter. You want to comment on and like other people's pins when you want to recognize great content and engage other users. Okay, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't call your attention to some mistakes that businesses tend to make with social media in general. Jason Falls from Entrepreneur Magazine, he sums it up pretty nicely. No one likes a self-absorbed blowhard. If you use Pinterest or any other kind of social media platform as a way to broadcast one-way messages to the universe about how great you are, you're not going to get much traction. Instead, remember to add value and give customers content that they'll find useful and engaging. Use Pinterest as an opportunity to show your human side and connect with users on a person-to-person level, as opposed to a business-to-consumer level. Daniel Gordon, who runs Samuel Gordon Jewelers in Oklahoma, he pins pictures of his rings and watches, but he also has a board for images that make him laugh and other types of products he loves. Okay. Now the most important takeaway is this. Get started. Have some fun with the site. It's truly a blast. It really is fun. You'll quickly see why users and brands love this site. It's very addictive. If you need to get any help started, don't hesitate to reach out to me for some advice or assistance. Okay, we made it, everybody. This has been a short presentation today. And that's the end. I hope it's been helpful, and I really appreciate the time you took out of your busy schedule to be here with me today. Please take what you've learned and apply one thing today, one thing tomorrow, and don't stop until your business is taking off like a rocket. I guarantee you it will be worth your time to really get to know Pinterest and to use it to market yourself to your prospects and customers. Now let's open it up to some questions. Okay. Question number one, I already have too much to keep up with between Facebook and Twitter and now Google+. Do we really need another social network? Well, that's a great question. Do we really need another social network? I'm sure the world would keep spinning without one. However, Pinterest is proving incredibly popular for a reason. It's a very simple, fun way of sharing and making new connections. It may not be for everyone or every business, but it's certainly worth paying enough attention to figure that out for yourself. All right, question number two. Can I use Pinterest from my phone? Yes, you most definitely can. They have phone apps that make it easy to share your pictures while you're mobile. You can follow others, posting activity, etc. In fact, I think that's the way that most people are using Pinterest. All right, question three. How do we get more friends or followers on Pinterest? Pinterest is incredibly viral. You won't have to work at getting friends and followers. It will just happen and quickly. That being said, Pinterest makes it easy to invite your friends from Facebook, Gmail, and other accounts. The other big secret is to title your boards and images using keywords that you think your friends or followers will be looking for. And it makes it easier for them to find you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you so much for joining me today. And again, if you'd like some assistance in formulating a Pinterest strategy for your business or a more general social media strategy, we'd love to help. Just get in touch. You can use the button on the right to schedule a free consultation. You can visit our website, memphiswebguys.com. You can email me directly, james@memphiswebguys.com, and my phone number, our business line, is 901-451-9508. Thanks again, and take care.